Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantamania. This is the brand new Marvel MCU film that just came out. Of course, this is bringing back the original cast from the first two Ant-Man movies, plus they had, of course, they were also in Endgame and Civil War. Of course, it started, of course, bringing back Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, of course, Ant-Man, and then, of course, Evangeline Lilly as Hope Van Dyne, the Wasp. And then there's someone also brings back Michelle Pfeiffer as Janet Van Dyne, and then Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. And then also this also brings back a teenage version of, or near adult version of his daughter, Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie Lang, played by Catherine Newton. So basically, this, and if you've seen the trailers, you kind of know what the premise of the movie is. That Scott is kind of basking in his success from after Endgame, and well, during this, so basically, it's all set up, and then his daughter invented a way to communicate with the quantum realm, like a little experiment she has that has they send a signal down to the quantum realm. And first Janet's like, don't do it, as you've seen from the trailer, and it ends up backfiring and it sends them all down to the quantum realm. And that's that's where the adventure comes from. And now down there in the quantum realm, um, they it's really a fantastical world, and they run into all these different characters, and they run into these resistance fighters all over the place. They get separated, the two groups, and then they run into resistance fighters, and who they have to fight. Well, it's this character called Kang. And if you've watched any of the Marvel movies, if you've watched Loki season 1 and stuff, you've seen versions of him. This is the first proper introduction of Kang. So, and he's the big bad villain. He's gonna be the big bad for the next this next phase. So anyways, and so of course they have to fight him and escape. But anyways, I've been hearing very negative reviews of this movie, and actually, I don't quite agree. I actually had a really good time with it. As far as like, of course, it's very different from the first two Ant-Man movies, which is kind of they're very like caper movies and stuff. This is definitely more like a sci-fi movie because they go down to the quantum realm and it's very fantastical down there. It's very much like I would say the MCU's version of Strange World, that Disney movie. It's like they're down in this completely foreign world, like I don't know, like Land Before Time or something like Land of the Lost, whatever. It's very fantastical. All these different kinds of creatures down there. They have to like drink things so they can this ooze so they can understand the language. Yeah, like tons of fantastical creatures. So yeah, I thought I actually had a really good time with it. I thought the CGI was great. I mean, you really get into the adventure of it. I thought like the tension was great. I thought Jonathan Majors did a great job as King the Conqueror. I definitely see him as potential going forward in the MCU. Yeah, I want to see what happens with him. I think he can make a great big bad, depending how they use him. So I thought that was fun. Now, like I said, there was a lot of negative reviews about this movie. I think that really stems from the one character that did not work, and that was MODOK. And that's not a spoiler because I think the trailer even showed him. And it's hard to say. I mean, that character was really bad. He just stuck out like a sore thumb. Did not belong. The CG on him was really bad. It's just one of those characters I think that you just would not does not look good in live action. And I wish somebody would tell Kevin Feige, hey, you don't have to bring all Marvel characters into the MCU. I think this was just poorly imagined. Yeah, he just looked like a giant egg. Like it's like somebody took a picture of Corey Stoll and zoomed in on it like 200%. Like it was just a giant mug without a body. And he was just a ridiculous character. Like every time he was on the screen, he kind of took me out of the movie. It was kind of a joke. Like, and there's certain parts there where he tried to be serious, and you just had to laugh at it because he was just a giant freaking head, like a giant disembodied head that it just does not work. Like it's so bad. Like you look at it, you're like, who approved this? Who thought this would look good in this movie? That this giant, badly CGI'd head. Like, oh man. So I get why a lot of people do not like this movie. If it's for that reason, I understand that. Other than that, so other than that awful Modoc. I thought the rest of the movie was a lot of fun. Like I said, I thought Kang was a sinister villain. I liked all the different aliens down there in this world. I liked the city, like everything. Like, and I thought all the main actors did a really good job. I loved the chemistry between all the actors. I thought it was a very strong. Um, I thought a very strong story. Like I said, I liked all the creatures, everything going on. Overall, I had a fun time with this movie. Like I said, that one aspect that did not work for me was Modoc. But other than that, I thought it was pretty fine for an MC movie. I don't genuinely understand the criticism other than Modoc. I don't really understand the criticism that people are having in this movie. That's, oh, it's one of the worst MCU movies. No, I don't agree with that. I think it's middle tier maybe. It's definitely not on the best tier, but I don't think it's on the lowest tier. I've definitely watched other MCU movies that are worse than this. So, but I actually had a lot of fun, especially watching on a big screen with all the effects and everything. I had a good time. I was definitely got it lost into the movie. Yeah, sure. Of course, now there is some plot controversies about he did, that Kang needs this thing in order to get out of the quantum realm. That's his goal, is to get out, and because Janet, the story was that Janet screwed him over years ago, and that she never told her family about him, and so of course when they fall down things, she's forced to tell them about Kang, and so he wants revenge, and he wants this Deus Ex gadget that would help get him out of the quantum realm. And so that's this whole gear. And so then he forces Scott to get that for him. So that's this whole thing there. Since Scott can shrink down with the Ant-Man suit, and he's the only one that can get this item for Kang, so he can finally leave the quantum realm and plot his conquest of all the different multiverses. That's his, that was his obvious goal. So overall I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the violence. I mean, yeah, the plot might have been a little straightforward, but several other movies, like the plots are simple. Like, I would say that's the same critique of the Avatar movies, that the plots are a little too simple, but people still enjoy them. They're still amazing movies to watch. So overall I enjoyed it, with the exception of Modoc. I really enjoyed this movie. So I highly recommend it. Go, if you can just, laugh off the Modoc parts of this movie, I think I had a good time, and I recommend it. So if you enjoyed the MCU, check it out. And if not, then, you can always watch it when it comes on video. So that's my review of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. If you guys have seen it, give me put some comments below and tell me what you think of it. All right, and thanks again for everybody for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.